Uh, that's not good. All right. Off to a great start, eh? There we go. Wait. Shit. Is it really not gonna... Really? Woof. This is not a great start, is it? Alright. Let's try it one more time. Here we go. Alright, well, after much hemming and hawing, this is Scarlet Hollow. We're gonna continue on and embark on episode 3, which just released as of the beginning of this week. So, much anticipated on my part, and I hope that anyone who's watching this, that you are also excited for episode 3. If you haven't already played this game, highly recommend. I have one save from way back in September 19th, 2021, and then the most recent from January 10th. So I've done 2 playthroughs up through episode 2. The most recent playthrough I've done, I chose Mystical and I chose Hot. So we are mystically hot as we continue on. Would you like a recap before starting episode 3? Well, for the benefit of any potential viewers, I suppose we shall, yeah, why not give a full recap? Let's just sit back and enjoy that, shall we? The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops in seedy depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Oh, Tabby. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. Oh yeah, the little lumps on the animals. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Come on, you, whatever your name is, grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. Oh, he's talking to me. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. And we chose to help Duke. And Gretchen died. The little adorable pug. We let her die. You dive to the flashlight and swing your body toward the woods. I said aim the damn thing, quick! Perfect. Whew, got a good shot on him, didn't he? Wait, where's Gretchen? Where's my dog? Dead, Stella. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. Ooh, and we had a romantic, rendezvous with Stella. Stella lies beside you, and the two of you settle into a comfortable silence in the darkened room, her heartbeat and the gentle moan of the Appalachian wind near deafening in the otherwise quiet atmosphere. With her beside you, the events of the evening seem like something that happened to someone else, though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments, for now, you're safe and you're warm. Poof. Whew. Yeah, we are. Hell yeah, we are. From now on, you're back at the estate by bedtime. Oh, we have a curfew now. Thanks, Mom. No more impromptu sleepovers. You're not my fucking mother. Wow, that is some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seemed distant. Oh boy. I'm gonna keep my ears open for you. Avery's on our side. He gets it. The diner is where everyone... Sorry. They get it. Avery prefers they, them. The diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual. Have either of you seen Rosalina around town? Oh. I forgot about the mine collapse. Oh boy. I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into any trouble out there. Oh, isn't she? Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come hang out. Nothing strenuous, we promise. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now anyways. Oof, and there's Wayne. Stay home. Wait for the week to end. Don't keep putting yourself in the path of danger. This is all I ask. I don't know what accent I gave him, but there you have it. You're interrupted by a sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. There's Rosalina! A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of a hill. She didn't. Oh, she did, Kanika. I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days. But the Shaw mine? That place was shut down like 100 years ago. After a collapse that killed over 100 people. You pull out your phone and dial your cousin. What is it? You know I'm in a meeting. A kid just snuck into the Shaw mine. I figured you should know. What? Are you serious? Why do things keep happening to me? Ugh, whatever. I'll head over there as soon as I can. Just stay where you are and wait for me, alright? God, I don't even know why I'm trying to reason with you. It's not like you'll listen. Yeah, you're right. We just went into the mine, willy-nilly. My dad is a foreman at the continuous mining facility, and he says they only abandoned this mine because there wasn't enough coal left. So it's actually really safe, and we can hang out here whenever we want. Famous last fucking words. Correction, your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job tomorrow morning. Tabitha can be so badass sometimes. My dad says our house is haunted. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. So, one thing I'm noticing is the snippets that they choose to kind of pull as like catching us up or whatever. Some of them don't quite have the impact that I think they expect, or like they don't quite offer the sort of I just hit my mic. They don't sort of offer the continuity and like filling in the gaps with context that I think they're kind of hoping for. So I might work on that in the recap. I don't know how many people actually kind of go through these recaps, but it's just not as effective. Kind of the choice of lines. It's not as effective as I want it to be. If that makes any sense. Wait a second. Where'd three of you run off to? Are you kidding me? There's something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest, like the deep growl of a predator. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there. Your cousin dives toward you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. I didn't even think of this. Was she trying to keep us away from that? Did she know? Ravenrook, are you alright? Did she know about whatever that thing is down there? Wait, Becca and Alexis are still down there. You can't just leave them here. I know which way they were going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise. Oh, I forgot that she got injured. Your surroundings quake as the mine collapses around you. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the Shaw mine, you barely even notice the dust. When you close your eyes, you see Rosalina's face, twisted with pain, staring up at you with tear-streaked cheeks. Trapped by powers beyond her control, terrified of what her now uncertain future would hold. Wake up. And here we are in episode 3. So exciting. I've been waiting for this for so long. Oh, I'm so excited. Sunshine filters in through the dusty windows of the estate as the dull aches of last night's activities throb in and out of focus. You managed to survive the second night in the town of Scarlet Hollow. As you pull yourself out of bed, you can feel the soot and grime of the Shaw mine still stuck on your skin. Yeah, we're gonna take a shower, aren't we? We're gonna just wash all of that off of us, including the metaphorical shit. You step into the guest's bathroom and into the shower. The water is hot and, surprisingly enough, clean. As steam fills your lungs and soot washes down the drain, you... Mystical. Obviously we're choosing the unique options every time, right? So we're gonna choose mystical. Every minute feels like another thread holding this town together starts to unravel. Thoughts of doom consume me. Cheery. Every minute feels like another thread holding this town together starts to unravel. Thoughts of doom consume you. Yeah, that's all that needs to be said. Wash away your sins is the achievement we just unlocked. You're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. Time to start your day. Yeah, let's check on our opossum friend. Oh, there's another one! There are 2 of them now! Nice! Please get out of my... Oh, we're not gonna pet them! That's idiotic! No, we'll wave at them. You wave down at the opossums. They look up at you. Yeah, this is your house now, I guess. I hope you're paying rent. You've had enough of the growing family of opossums that live in your dresser, at least for the time being. Yeah, let's look at the window. Maybe you'll see Wayne. You walk over to the window, fondly thinking about the pleasant view it provided you on Monday. It's the same view. Turn back. You turn back to the guest room. Alright, let's check the closet again. See if we can't find anything new. Every time you see that doll, your heart skips a beat. It hasn't moved, right? I hope not. God, I hope not. That would fucking terrify me. That's enough of this closet. You turn back to the guest room. Let's see. Let's just text Stella, right? We've already had our sleepover with her. Might as well just text Stella. You pull out your phone to text Stella. Oh god. I mean, we really have to get all of those unique options, so my hands are tied. I kind of have to choose it. Thinking about you. It'll probably be a bit before you get a response. No, she's right there. Yeah, let's head downstairs. You've done everything you wanted to do up here. It's time to start your day. You enter the kitchen to find your cousin in the midst of devouring a pint of banana chocolate chunk. She isn't alone. Frou-Frou glares at you from her usual spot on the counter as a red-headed woman busies herself trying to tidy as best she can. Tabitha's gaze swivels from the woman to you, her glare intensifying. Oh god. Address the red-haired woman. Hi, I'm Ravenrook. Good morning, I'm Jamie. Just here to do my little weekly cleaning, whatever cleaning Miss Tabitha will let me do, at least. I could have this place looking brand new, you know. Don't go making any big renovations or moving anything around. I like knowing where my stuff is. Okie dokie. It's so nice to finally meet you, Ravenrook. I mean, I guess I did meet you on Monday when you popped into the diner. Janie. But seeing someone somewhere and meeting them face to face are 2 completely different things, I suppose. It's thanks. Remains silent. I guess we'll say thanks. Thanks. All I'm trying to say is that it's wonderful to finally actually meet you, and I'm so happy part of the family is here to keep Miss Tabitha with everything that's... Janie. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Tabitha. Am I being too much again? Tabitha grumbles in acknowledgement. Oh, are we having ice cream for breakfast? Any updates on Rosalina? Yeah, let's ask about Rosalina. Any updates on Rosalina? Yeah, they had to take her foot. Are you fucking kidding me? Her dad's lucky she's alive. Wait, really? Tabitha takes one last spoonful of ice cream, then discards the empty container, turning to you with her trademark scowl. Let's get going. I've got an errand to run in town, and every time I've left you here alone, something terrible's wound up happening. So you're coming with me. Ah, well, that's fair. That's fair. Good point, Tabitha. Might as well just come with you. Yeah, we're not just gonna let go of the fact that she lost a foot. Hold on, you can't just tell me that Rosalina lost a foot and move on from that like nothing happened. Just because something terrible happened to someone just doesn't mean that life doesn't go on. Life has to go on, and let me assure you that what happened to that poor girl weighs heavily on my mind. Now, shall we go, or would you rather keep bombarding me with guilt for something I personally begged you not to do? Oof. Wow. You can't just take away my freedom like that. Who are we, America? No, we're going with yay, cousin bonding time. Do you know what the word bonding means? We're not bonding, this is punishment. Janie, lock up when you leave, please, and don't go rearranging anything. I'll know. Oof, ominous. As you're ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Ravenbrook, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I mean, I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry you got caught up in that. Yes. Hello. You know I'm recording right now, right? I love you. Sorry, y'all. That was my wife. Yeah, anyway. I'll be praying for Oscar and poor little Rosalina. They're such sweethearts. Couldn't have happened to nicer people. Yes, mystical. Last night was an unavoidable tragedy, but I'm afraid there's more to come. Oh dear, that sounds just dreadful. Have you considered stopping by the church at some point this week? My husband's the pastor, and he's been going absolutely stir-crazy since we moved here. With nobody really attending sermons. It'd probably do him a lot of good to talk you through your worries. What do we say? I'm not a Christian. I'd rather not. Not really religious. Maybe we'll see. Sounds wonderful. Having a priest on speed dial seems handy. Oh God. Oh God is right. Let's keep it non-committal for now. Maybe. We'll see. Oh, take your time, of course. You're here all week, after all. Just know that you can stop by the church anytime. The door is always open. Sorry, Tabitha is so mean to you? Yes, we're just gonna say that right in front of Tabitha. That seems very tactful. Have you seen any weird creatures? Yeah, let's ask about Wayne. Do you know anything about a guy named Wayne? I'm gonna stop the two of you right there. Ravenrook, I'm busy and not in the mood to stand around waiting while you play Nancy Drew with my cleaning lady right in front of me. You've got something to hide, Tabitha. We're to find it out. We're leaving. Bye, Janie. Alright then. Be safe out there, you two. Tabitha practically drags you from the estate, one hand clasped firmly around your arm. She continues to drag you all the way into the car, and from there into town. The ride to town is uneventful, your cousin unsurprisingly more focused on the road than on making conversation. Alright, we're just popping into the general store for a few minutes. Let's see. Shouldn't we be solving a mystery right now? She just said we're not going to be playing Nancy Drew. So no, we're not solving a mystery in her eyes. After everything that's happened the past 2 days, it's nice to just go on an errand. Yes, we're very avoidant. Yeah, let's see what she wants at the general store. Picking up tea from Sybil. You drink tea? I didn't peg you as the tea-drinking type. Nods sagely, of course. And then we'll say nothing. You and Tabitha turn as the door to the general store bursts open. A flustered Kanika exits, shouting behind her. Fine, okay, keep coddling him. Keep letting him get away with stuff you never would have let me so much as think about. I'm sick of carrying this family. That is very accurate, for older siblings, I must say. As I was the youngest, well, me and my twin brother are the youngest of 4 siblings, my 2 older sisters, and they would always complain about the fact that me and my brother got away with so much more than they did. So, very, very accurate right here. Kanika storms off, the door slowly drifting shut behind her. Ugh, other people and their drama. If more people kept things to themselves, they'd be a lot happier. Yeah, I've never been one for public displays like that. I think it's healthy to express yourself. Oh god, who are we? Good for her, honestly. I'd be losing it if Miles were my brother. I've ever told you that you scare me? I hope there weren't any customers in there. Yeah, I think it's healthy to express yourself. Tabitha's eyes narrow as her gaze pierces through you. She's not a fan of us. We're burning daylight. Come on already. Okay. The bells of the general store chime as you cross the threshold. The smells of old wood and steamy herbal tea flood your senses, making you feel instantly at home. Good morning, you two. Hope you're doing well after last night's activities. Morning. Is the new blend ready? Of course. Ravenbrook, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will just be a minute. Oh. Sounds like your daughter is pretty mad at you, Sybil. Wow, what's with the 3rd degree? Let's see. Yeah, why not? Is Kanika okay? Of course, she just needs time to cool down. Emotions are a little high considering everything that happened yesterday. She'll settle down soon enough. I'm just glad both of my little ones made it out okay. Sybil motions for Tabitha to follow, and they both disappear into the tea room, closing the door behind them with a tinkling of bells. You know what? Let's chat with Miles. He seems like the chatty sort of type. So, Miles, before you can finish your thought, you're halted by the tinkling of bells announcing another patron. Oh, it's Duke, or in this case, another 2 patrons. Well, if it ain't Ravenbrook. Bo, this is Miss Scarlet's cousin. He was there with Stella that night in the woods. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. My name is Bo. I'm Duke's boy. Hope you've been faring better since all that unpleasantness. Things have gotten worse. How have you been? Oh yeah, let's see that. How have you been? Are you hanging in there? Oh, I can't complain. I miss old Birdie, but there's nothing I can do for her now except protect the rest of my brood. Then things won't so much as step foot on my property. Not with my shotgun. Not with Bo and me watching the perimeter with our shotgun. Oh, I called it. I fucking called it. With our shotguns at the ready. We even set the missus up with her pistol. Good thing we was watching. Nearly caught Julius trying to make off with Big Betty. As if he could have carried off nearly a 2,000-pound pumpkin on his own. I'd almost love to see him try. It's not like we'll be talking her to the state fair anyway, or taking her. Yeah, I'm gonna just read my normal voice. Now all she's good for is making the world's largest pumpkin pie. I don't think Mama has a tin big enough for a Big Betty-sized pie, Daddy. Who's Julius? Yeah, who the fuck is Julius? Julius Tremaine. He practically spits the name. Some cousin, however many times removed, though I don't claim him as kin. He owns the farm next to ours, except he doesn't seem to have a good grasp on whose property is whose. Oh man, land disputes. Thinks he owns half our land, always sneaking around taking vegetables we planted. Of course, the way he tells it, we're the ones stealing from him. saying he's the one putting seeds on the ground, or in the ground. He's a miserable old cuss, and he knows it too. Stealing vegetables born of other folks' hard labor is probably the only joy he has in life. Big Betty is a pumpkin. Sure is. Probably would have taken home at least a few ribbons at the state fair this year. Maybe even a world record if we were lucky. Ah well, my hens are most important. We'll just have to grow an even bigger one next year, Daddy. The land's been good to us. We sure grow 'em big out on the Callaway farm. Yep, let's tell them about the ditchlings. These things we saw on Monday are apparently called ditchlings. They're supposed to be a bad omen. Ditchlings? Sounds like some old folk tale. Suppose that suits them. As for being an omen, I believe that too. But I suppose there's not much to be done if they're forewarning some kind of disaster, besides looking out for me and mine. Still, I appreciate you telling me, Ravenrook. Oh, you got it, Duke. You're a hell of a guy. Have you seen any of them around your farm? Yeah, we saw a few of those critters. They got scared off before I could start shooting. Nasty little buggers. We've all been losing sleep making sure we can keep an eye on those things. It's even rubbing off on the hens. None of the little ladies have been laying this week. You know, Daddy, I bet some big mastiff could keep them things away. This seems like just the kind of job for a big guard dog. Now don't you start again. We ain't getting a dog. I got enough mouths to feed, and as much as you say you'll take responsibility, I know it'd be me cleaning up after it. Besides, I don't have much faith those things would be stopped by a dog. I saw more than a few in that nest. That's true. Nice seeing you, Duke. Yeah, polite route. It's a pleasure running into you, Ravenrook, but we best get on with our shopping. Can't spend too long away from the farm, what with those little devils running around. Can't leave Mama all by herself up there for very long. Yeah, with just a pistol? You guys got your shotguns with you? To the general store? You have a good one. Hope Scarlet Hollow treats you blah 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 blah. Accidental skip. It was nice meeting you, Ravenrook. Please tell Miss Scarlet I'm sorry about her mama. They shuffle off into the aisles. Tabitha and Sybil are still in the tea room. Your phone buzzes. Oh my god, hey, I overslept. Also, honestly, same, I kinda miss you. If you wanna come over for breakfast... Whoa. She's gonna make us breakfast? You have plenty of time before dinner at Reese's house. Yeah. Let's swing by Stella's. Doesn't take long to make your way to Stella's house. Yeah, we'll just yell. Take a deep breath and yell at the top of your lungs. Hi, Stella! Your shout is met by silence and then the slow and quiet shuffling of tired feet. An exhausted Stella groggily stares at you from her doorway. Hey, sorry I'm a bit of a mess. I guess I slept in. A lot. Give me a minute to finish getting dressed and I can make us some breakfast. Girl, I'll cook. Stella talks from the other room as she changes. What are you feeling for breakfast? Pancakes, eggs, and biscuits? Maybe just a classic scramble? I also have toaster waffles if that's more your speed. Honestly, toaster waffles. Let's see. Can't go wrong with a scramble. I don't suppose a tofu scramble's an option. I don't want the burden of free will. Honestly, some of these dialogue options, I'm actually not that hungry. Yeah, toaster waffles. I love me some Eggos. Don't trouble yourself. A toaster waffle is fine by me. That's probably for the best now that I think about it. Making a big breakfast seems like more hassle than it's worth. We can have a chill morning instead. Whoa, what's with the jumpsuit, dude? I love it. Alright, let's get started. Yeah, hell yeah. Cute jumpsuit, you look great. Yeah, I thought you might like it. This used to be my lucky getup from back when I did ghost hunting videos. Though I guess you might call it unlucky since I've never actually seen a ghost. But hey, after the past couple of nights, maybe we could use a bit of bad luck. The kind of bad luck where we don't find anything, of course. Don't want to jinx us. Should we start on food? I'm starving. Yeah, let's get started. Waffles are in the toaster. Should just be a couple minutes. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna make an egg for myself while we wait. Have fun with that, not a fan of eggs. Ew, eggs are gross. Have fun with that. Yeah, to each his own. I will, thank you. Anyway, seems like you got an earlier start than I did today. Anything interesting happen while I was asleep? Did Tabby give you a hard time? And have you heard anything from Oscar? Tabitha was planning on babysitting me all day, but I gave her the slip. I'm glad you're here. It's been really nice spending time with you, even if a lot of it has been the two of us running in terror from the monster of the day. Yeah, let's tell her about Duke and Bo. I ran into Duke and Bo at the general store this morning. Oh yeah? How are they doing? Have they run into any more ditchlings? Yeah, a few. Sounds like they're fending them off, so far. Things are getting worse, aren't they? I haven't talked to Oscar yet, but apparently they had to amputate Rosalina's foot. The color drains from Stella's face. Oh no. Stella stands in silence for a moment before perking up. I baked some cookies last night after we got home. I was a little restless. I'll bring them over today. I'm not sure what else I can even do. Though cleansing his house of its spiritual resident will probably be helpful too. Hope you haven't forgotten about our ghost hunting plans this evening. Let's go with the Explorer option. Seems a bit risky, but why not? How are you still so positive after everything that's happened? Different people cope in different ways. Very fucking true. I know there's nothing I can do about the situation, so I just try not to think about it. If I did, I might sink into a pit of despair, and then I'd just be useless. But if I just tuck it all away, I can be there for people who need me. You know, like the way you've been there for me. Aw. Mystical. Yeah, we should let her know about what will happen. If you never let the darkness out, it will consume you from within. It does feel like that sometimes. But I'm sure that's how everybody feels, right? Besides, whatever bad feelings that may or may not be festering inside of me are a problem for future Stella. Yeah, let's just put it off. Procrastinate, right? Right now, I'm present, Stella, and my main concern is making sure we get a good breakfast so we're fueled up for our ghost hunt tonight. Oof, got two hot options. Well, let's take our pick of the litter, shall we? As long as it's with you, I'm down for anything. Yeah, let's go with the first one. The second one sounds a little, yeah. As long as it's with you, I'm down for anything. Oh, glad to hear it. I'm looking forward to it, too. And hey, if this is anything like any other ghost hunt I've ever been on, it'll be much appreciated. A much appreciated breather. Unless you count Tommy Knockers as ghosts. Or Wayne. Oh, looks like the waffles are done. We can go ahead and get started. I've still got to flip my egg. Thanks for coming over, by the way. It gets lonely here sometimes. Oh, Gretchen's portrait is on the wall in between the windows. Let's see. Yeah, let's broach the subject about her parents. What happened to your parents? Stella tenses. Car crash. They were taking me to college. I didn't wind up going to college. Not much more to be said. That's why you've been so nervous around cars. Yeah. Can we talk about something else? Do you think you'll always live here? Have you ever thought of moving away? I can't say I've given it much thought. After my parents... I inherited this house, you know. So I didn't need to worry about where to live or how to survive. And I know everyone here. I don't know anybody out there. Except you now. You and Kanika seem really close. Yeah, it's nice that she's back in town, but I wish it were under better circumstances. She's so busy with the store, too. I don't know how she does it. It's been nice hanging out with her more the past couple of days. Though again, better circumstances would be nice. Let's see. Why do you keep harassing my cousin? Let's ask about the history. So, what exactly is your history with my cousin? Okay. I guess I can spill the beans. I suppose you could say we kind of dated. What? What? It was never really official, and she might tell it a little differently, but as far as I'm concerned, that was my first relationship. Not that she's my type or anything. I'm into all sorts of people. You dated my cousin? I knew it. What was it like dating her? Boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, well, what was it like dating her? She's hilarious, and I don't know, it's hard to explain what draws you to somebody. I like the challenge of breaking down all those walls she built up around herself. Are you a fan of, like... that sounds like the Dark Souls of dating, though. Like, what the fuck? You must be a fucking masochist. It was kind of like taming a wild animal, you know? Yeah, yes, that's relationship goals right there. To a T. But it all just kind of stopped after high school. I guess we didn't see each other every day, and she was always busy at the mine, so there wasn't much of a chance to hang out anymore. I wish we could have stayed friends, like actual friends. I could have used someone like her after the big accident. Kanika was at school already, Reese was sick, and Tabitha wouldn't even return my calls. It was well, it's ancient history, can't change the past. Let's see. There's a lot of questions here, a lot to explore. If you're lonely, why not hang out with Avery? Oh, that's a good question. I guess I just don't know them very well. I grew up with Reese and Kanika and Tabby. Even you don't seem like a stranger, what with who you're related to. Avery moved here a few years ago, kind of close on the heels of all that stuff with the accident, so I guess I wasn't really in the right headspace for making new friends. I do go to their parties, but now that you mention it, it is weird that I haven't thought to try and hang out with them outside of that. I should text them sometime. So, we're actually going to meet Reese today, right? Heck yeah, we are. If Dr. Kelly tries to turn us away again, we can just sneak in. Nothing will stand in the way of us in friendship. Are you sure he's real? Do you think he's contagious? Don't follow up. Oh boy. What's he like? I'm not about to ruin a cool and mysterious introduction by telling you. Oh, playing coy, are we? Ever the bashful one. I think you'll like him though. Okay. Yeah, we'll leave it at that, and... yeah. How's the food coming? Funny you should ask. Looks like we're done here. Nice. And with that, breakfast is served. Sometimes all you want is a waffle and some eggs. I'm so glad you came over today. I've been having a little bit of a hard time sleeping the past couple of nights. I'm sure you can relate. Yeah, your dog just died. I can't blame you. I think I needed a nice slow morning like this, just hanging out with you. As you and Stella start to dig in, you're interrupted by a phone alarm sounding off. Oh shoot, I almost forgot. It's Mayor Jimmy Day. If they're even still doing it after last night. I wonder how far the news has spread. Either way, it's a good excuse to meet up with Oscar and see how Rosalina's doing. Yep. Oh good, we can warn him of the coming danger. I don't think he'll be very receptive. It'll be a blast though. Let's scarf this down and head on over. I'll make sure to bring some biscuits for the mayor. Biscuits? But we didn't make biscuits. From the diner, dumbass. Don't worry about it. Shall we? You and Stella make your way to the library. It's busier than usual. A small crowd has already formed in a corner of the main foyer. Now we're just waiting on Kanika. Thank God we have something to do this morning. My family's been driving me nuts. Yes, the whole gang's here. I've been waiting to introduce Ravenrook to the mayor for, like, the entire time I've known him, which has been, what, 2 days? It'll be worth it. Trust us. Alright, shall we? Alright, who's this mayor? The dog. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I love this. Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good little mayor. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. Yes, he is. He's a good mayor. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. You haven't met the serious man by his side, but you have to assume that he's the mayor's handler. I love it. I love it so much. He holds out his paw as if to shake your... Fuck you. Yes, shake his paw. It's lovely to meet you, Mr. Mayor. You reach forward to shake the mayor's little paw in your hand, but his burly security detail stops you. No paw shaking, only head pats and ear scratches allowed. Fuck me, what is this? I'm so glad no one ruined the surprise. This town has had a dog as mayor since the early 1900s. That's just how we do things around here for some reason. It's the best part of living in Scarlet Hollow, besides the nature. And all my friends and Winnie's Biscuits, oh, and the close-knit small-town community, of course. But having a dog as mayor is a close fifth, no contest. Alright, you've had your turn with the mayor. Now move along and keep the line going. And by the way, I know you were up at the mine collapse last night. I may be off duty, but I'd be remiss if I didn't let you know that I've got my eyes on you. All of you. Let's hope the rest of your stay in town is a little less conspicuous. Well, fuck you, man. What are you, a cop? Yeah, alright. Yeah, alright. Great, I'm glad we could come to an understanding. Ravenrook, Deputy Franklin is a cop, just in case you didn't know. Oh, cool. Thanks for telling me now. Stella and Kanika quickly shuffle out of the room ahead of you, leaving you to follow. Yeah, we're just gonna follow them then. It looks like everyone else is already talking to Oscar in the next room. Before you can catch up to your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Is this a youth pastor? Mystical, it's hard to put a finger on it, but something compels you to dislike this man. It is, it's Pastor Daniel. I do not like him. I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Ravenrook. Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. I doubt she's in a better place. Sounds like she was awful. Let's not kid herself. We both know Pearl Ann's in hell. Oh, thank God, I've been hoping to find a priest. Let's see. Yep. Janie. Janie mentioned you this morning. That woman is the light of my life. I'm so glad she's here to help your cousin through this rough patch. Rough patch? Her fucking mother died. That's not really... Rough patch just seems incredibly reductive. Yeah, do you know anything about ghosts? Ghosts? I've never encountered one myself, but I've heard stories of folks who have been visited by their loved ones from beyond the grave, and it seems like it provides them with a sort of spiritual healing. Like their beloved relatives are watching over them, even in death. Is this about Pearl Ann? Or perhaps your mother? Have you been visited by her? No, Oscar's place is haunted. I think we need an exorcism. Dang, I thought you might have some good ghost stories. Ew, no, I mean real ghost stuff. Scary stuff, yeah. Let's see. No, Oscar's place is haunted. Oh, like a Scooby-Doo episode or something. I'm afraid I don't buy into that particular notion. It's a bit too spiritualist. Now, if it were a vision of one of his parents trying to contact him from heaven, I could understand that. It isn't. But I simply don't believe in malicious spirits, lingering neither in heaven nor hell, jumping out of closets to scare us. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for whatever it is he saw. Wait, you believe in some ghosts and not others? What makes you an authority on that? That's a perfectly valid question. There were ghosts in the mines last night. There's been a lot of supernatural stuff happening the past few days. Are you calling Oscar a liar? I trust Oscar. You should come ghost hunting with us tonight then and prove it's not a haunting. Oh yeah, we're really gonna invite the creepy dude along. Look at his eyes. Look at those creepy little goatee. Oh my god. Oh, he's only missing a neck beard. Ugh. What were they thinking? They should have added that. There were ghosts in the mines last night. Really? Are you sure you weren't just seeing something normal? The fuck are you talking about? Something normal? Trauma has funny ways of manifesting itself. Let's see. People in town seem to think there's something wrong with you, like you're cuckoo bananas or something. Back off, preacher man. I ain't buying what you're selling. No, we're gonna say I should go. I should go. It was nice meeting you, though. Of course, and if you find yourself in need of counseling or spiritual guidance, you know where to find me. Yeah, outside my window. Fucking creep. Remain silent. You have nothing more to say to this man. Don't worry, I'm not trying to sell you anything. Just thought I'd extend the offer in case you needed someone to talk to. I wonder if he's a red herring, though. It would be fairly... like, it'd be a very obvious choice to make him, like, the big bad. Maybe it's a red herring. The church's doors are always open. If you ever change your mind, have a blessed day, Ravenrook. Yeah, fuck you, too. The pastor leaves you be and joins the line to see the mayor. Nothing to do now but catch up with your companions. Go after them. Ooh, hello there, Oscar. Just bearing it for the world to see, to admire, more like. I heard from Ravenrook what happened. Oscar, I'm so sorry. Poor Rosalina. I can't even imagine how scary this has been for her. She seems in high spirits right now, but they've got her on some pretty strong pain medication. So I'm not sure how she's gonna feel when that wears off. And it was the whole foot? Yeah, it's bad, but she's alive. We'll both be able to move on from this. We just have to get through the tough parts first. We're here for you, man. I should have done more for her. We're here for you, man. Thank you. All of you. Everything feels like it happened so fast. I know our whole lives have changed, but it's taking my mind a little bit to catch up. I feel like such a mess. I hope it isn't keeping me from being the dad she needs right now. I'm sorry to cut our conversation short, but I'd better get going. I was only supposed to come back to pick up a few things, but then the hospital called and said there'd been some big bus accident on the highway and they needed the beds, so I have to come pick her up. What the fuck? So she's being discharged early because they need more beds? Even though her house is still haunted and the only place she can lie down until then is the dirty back room that drove her away in the first place, and Mayor Jimmy Day is happening. Sorry. I'm just a little overwhelmed. It's okay, Oscar. We're here to help. Yeah, we're gonna get that ghost. Oh yeah, that her ghost hunting onesie makes a whole lot more sense now. We could always go ahead and do a ghost bust or whatever we're calling it while you're out, and she'd be able to go right back to her old room as soon as she got back. Well, that is fucking confident that we'll be able to be done with the ghost before they get back. What are we, Mary, Kate, and Ashley? We'll solve the crime by dinner time? That's probably a good idea, right? If only, but it doesn't come out during the day, so any busting attempts are gonna have to wait until nightfall. I'm still not even sure we can get rid of it at all. I think I'd have to see for myself that it was gone. It managed to trick me a couple times, and I can't handle any more surprises right now. I've got every ghost hunting device known to man. You're in good hands, Oscar. We have the power of friendship on our side. I'm starting to get cold feet about this ghost hunt. No way. Don't worry, Oscar. We'll fix this. Heck yeah, we will. Yeah, whatever this is, we'll get to the bottom of it. Tonight. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm heading out. It should be dark by the time we get back, so I suppose I'll see y'all then. Oscar hurries off, car keys jingling as he jogs out the door. Let's head up to Reese's. Maybe we can get him to come ghost hunting with us. Oh no, you're not going to try to get Dr. Kelly to let him leave the house, are you? She'll kick us out for even asking. I wonder if he even knows what happened last night. I don't know how disconnected he is from the news around town. Geez, should we tell him? Gosh, I don't know. Maybe we just play it by ear? Anyway, shall we? Time to go. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Pastor Daniel first. It was only a matter of time until he tried to pull you aside about grief counseling. When my dad died, I had to ban him from the general store for a week. Jesus Christ. He wouldn't stop leaving these little pamphlets at the checkout. I don't know where he finds so many. Everyone should be nicer to him. He seems like a good man. Y'all are right. His vibes were bad. Yes, they were. Woof. Glad you feel the same way. There's just something about the way he's always smiling. It's so creepy. The man was grinning through all of my dad's funeral. I'll never forget that. Maybe he's like a humanoid ditchling. Like a ditchling with like human skin. Like just like put on the human skin. Move around. You know. And I don't mean that in a stigmatizing mental illness kind of way. There's just this little siren that goes off every time I see him that tells me to get away from him. That's exactly how I would describe it too. The whole town feels the same way. Now that I think about it, he must be pretty lonely. Yeah, but we're not about to feel fucking sorry for him. He can look for friends somewhere else. Yeah, on Christian Mingle. Yeah. I wonder if the pastor's cursed. I felt something odd when he came up to me. The way everyone dislikes him seems excessive. Unnaturally excessive. I know this is weird coming from me, but not everything in town has to be spooky for supernatural reasons. Sometimes people just give off bad vibes. Agreed. We're allowed to dislike him even though he hasn't done anything wrong. Well, I guess that's fair. That we know of. Ooh, we can invite Tabitha secretly. I like the distinction here. Either we can announce it to the group, or we can do it secretly. Let's invite Tabitha. Do you mind if I invite Tabitha ghost hunting? Please don't. Oh my god, yes! Can you imagine how much fun that would be if she actually shows? Stella, come on. I know you think you have some sort of bond with her, but she's awful. She isn't even nice to you. You just haven't given her a chance. Maybe if she comes along tonight, the two of you will finally get along. No. Why? Okay, I won't invite her. I'm inviting her. Invite her anyways, but secretly. This is our choice. Let's invite her. I'm inviting her. Kanika sighs as you shoot your cousin a text and invite her to the evening ghost hunt. Alright, you invited her. Let's not get into it. If we're lucky, she'll be too busy at the mines to even show. Aw, don't say that. Neeks, if we're lucky, we'll have another opportunity to forge a bond of friendship between the two of you. Yeah, let's see about Avery too. What about Avery? Oh yeah, totally. I don't know why I hadn't thought of that. I'm sure they'd get a hoot out of it. Yeah, I can't say I mind having a calming presence with us tonight. We won't be much help to Oscar if we start jumping at our shadows, at our own shadows. Cool, I'll text them on the way over to Reese's. Alright, here we go. Alright, shall we head out? The three of you leave the library for an early dinner at Reese's. You once again find yourself in front of Reese's house. A cold hesitation grips you as the building looms over the hilltop. Though it's only early afternoon, it feels much later, the sun already sinking behind the tall mountains that surround Scarlet Hollow. We're a little early. What if Dr. Kelly yells at us? There's no such thing as early when you're hanging out with friends. That's just extra time you get to spend together. It seems like it could be a potential disrespectful outlook. Gotta respect other people's time. Okay, but what if she yells at us? It's too late. The door swings open. Oh, he is fucking thin. Gaunt. Hey, Reese. Oh my god, dude, it's been ages. You must be Ravenrook, right? I've heard a lot about you. Stella's been relentless about making sure I got all the Ravenrook updates. Are they here already? I knew you'd show up early, Stella, and I knew you'd probably want to help me cook, too. What can I say? I make an excellent sous chef. The house feels cold. Not only is there an odd chill in the air, but the building itself feels too sterile, uncomfortably tidy to the point where you're nervous to touch anything. Is there fucking plastic on the furniture? If it weren't for the aroma of store-bought dinner rolls baking in the oven and the unsettling artwork hanging on the walls, you'd be half convinced you'd wandered into a real estate showing. So how can I lend a hand? By sitting down at the table and not puttering around in my kitchen. I made sure everything was done well in advance, so the only thing left are the dinner rolls, which shouldn't be long. Then we can have a quick dinner and you can leave my house and go on about your business. But I was kind of hoping to see Reese's new art. We still have time now, right? You weren't seriously considering subjecting your friends to your disaster of a room, are you? Who the fuck are you, lady? It's not that bad. You can still see the floor. Dr. Kelly raises a single questioning eyebrow. I don't mind a little mess. Yeah, I doubt it could be any worse than the way I keep my room. Yes, okay, fine. As long as you stay out of the kitchen, I don't care what you get up to. Cool. We'll just be downstairs. You won't even know we're here. That's what she's afraid of. You make your way downstairs. You make your way toward the basement stairs. Whoa. This is some, There's a lot of meaning in this art. The basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out at their creator. Your mom is so scary. She can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourself comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately. Haven't been cleaning much. If you ever need a model, I'm here till Monday. Well, we did say we do all the unique options, so let's just make sure there's not a mystical unique option. Nope, okay. If you ever need a model, I'm here till Monday. That would be amazing, though I should warn you, I work odd hours. I don't usually pick up a brush until late at night. But if that's not a deal breaker, it would be incredible to have such a captivating model. I look forward to the company, and I hope I can do your likeness justice. Oof. Ooh, you slay me, sir. Maybe we could all come. Wouldn't that be fun? Your mom is scary. Some of these dialogue options, it's like, really? We're just gonna go for the least tactful option? Your mom really looks out for you. Yeah, let's go with that. So, has Stella told you about everything that's happened the past couple of days? Oh, she's told me all about what you guys have found out there. I wish I could see some of it myself, but, you know. He gestures in futility toward the walls of the basement. Are you sure you can't just sneak out one of these nights? The doc isn't keeping me prisoner here, Stella. I'm sick, you know that. Is it cancer, I wonder? I'm sorry, man, I didn't mean to. There's nothing to apologize for, and I appreciate the effort. Really, I do. There's just nothing you can really rescue me from. That die's already been cast. But we were talking about the past couple of days, weren't we? Do you have any thoughts on the ditchlings we've been seeing? Yeah, they've been coming up to my window at night. Wait, really? Is that why you've texted me that they looked like something out of your nightmares? Yeah, I thought I was hallucinating. I hadn't put it together that we might have been seeing the same thing until just now. I've been sketching them, actually. Tell me what you think. Holy shit. He pulls out a sketchbook from one of the piles in his room. Okay, that's exactly what I saw on my way home last night. What does it mean that they've been lurking around here, though? I don't know, but I like the company. They're kind of beautiful in a sad way, if you ask me. Agree to disagree with you there. Yeah, I'm with Kanika on this one. Those things are gonna be stuck in my nightmares until the day I die. Do you think the town is doomed? I think everything is probably doomed at some point, but I guess that's answering a different question. Do I think the town of Scarlet Hollow is on the brink of collapse? Probably not, but it's not like I have a lot of perspective on what it's like out there. There could be rioting on Main Street, and if Stella or the doc didn't tell me, I just wouldn't know. I would totally tell you if there was a riot. Would Dr. Kelly tell you, though? I mean, yeah, I'd hope so, but the point I'm trying to make is that other people are my eyes out there. Yeah, let's ask about my cousin. What do you think of my cousin? She was always so distant and mean. I probably would have thought she had it out for me, personally, if she wasn't like that toward everyone, or if I thought she even knew my name. But people change. Maybe she's nicer now. He's got a very resilient outlook. She's still terrible. Oh, fuck you, Kanika. That's my cousin you're talking about. You guys just never took the chance to get to know her. She's actually really funny and sweet. I'll pass, thanks. Yeah, let's ask about Wayne. What do you think's going on with Wayne? Who? You know, that guy's been following Ravenbrook around, being all ominous. Oh yeah, that slasher creep. I appreciate the classic Jason vibe he has going on. That makes one of us. Here's hoping he doesn't live up to the look, for all our sakes. Jesus. Let's see. Your art. Yeah, let's ask about the art. Your art. Each piece exudes a sickening miasma. It's like you can feel something squirming behind the paint, the brushstrokes acting as steel bars, trapping some anguished being within. Mystical. I feel the emotions you put into these. They're writhing just behind the paint, radiating pain and anguish. I know what you mean. I feel it too. When I'm working on them, it's like I'm channeling whatever's plaguing me in the paint. And when they're done, I feel like I've been emptied out, and all the vile things inside of me have been sealed away in the canvas. That's why I make so many of them. Sometimes when I return to a piece, it's almost like I'm offering an invitation for those feelings to slither back under my skin. There are some pieces I can't even look at. I hide them until I forget they exist. I'd rather not let those particular feelings back in. Sounds kind of like therapy? That seems healthy, probably? Yeah, art therapy. Sounds like it does you good. Being empty must be better than being full of bad thoughts, right? I think so. It works for me, at least. Yeah, why not ask him straight out? Wanna go ghost hunting with us tonight? Oh wow, do you think you'd be down for that? We'd love to have you. Yeah, it'd be great to have you along. That'd be so amazing, but I haven't had the best luck leaving the house lately. Even just walking to town is enough to put me in bed for a week. It sucks. But make sure you bring your camera, Stella. I want to see everything that happened. Alright. So the three of you go way back, huh? Almost to the womb. The school here is a tiny K-12. Not exactly a one-room schoolhouse, but not far from it. We're lucky we all got along as much as we did. Some kids weren't able to make any friends their own age. They just happened to be born around the same time as some real jerks and were stuck with them through their whole school career, poor kids. Not that we were free from dealing with jerks, like a certain Scarlet I could name. Jesus! Get off of her! Okay, she was a little rough around the edges, but she was pretty friendly when you got past that. Maybe to you. The way she used to look at me, you'd think I rolled in something foul every morning before school. Same here, though to be fair, the feeling was more mutual between us. She deserved it, though. Yeah. Tabby's not very well liked, is she? Dinner's gotta be ready by now, right? Almost on cue, Reese's mom shouts from the kitchen. Dinner's on the table. Guess that's it for catching up. Make sure you all wash your hands with soap. I don't want anyone sharing their germs at the dinner table. Sure thing, Doc. My hands are already clean. I'm allergic to soap and can't wash my hands. Oh, yeah, go wash your hands. No use saying anything here. It's probably best to just silently comply. You make your way toward the sink, but are stopped in your tracks by the pull of an odd door to the end of the hallway. It feels out of place, like you've accidentally wandered into a hospital waiting room. But more than that, you feel something radiating out from behind it, something dark and cold. You felt this before, in the dusty tunnels you so narrowly escaped last night. An oppressive hum, like a muted scream heard through layers of rock. Trying to draw you toward it, you feel lightheaded. You are compelled to approach the door, drawn in as if hypnotized. All my options are open the door. Let's go with the last one, shall we? Before you know it, the doorknob is turning in your hand, your heart full of both deep dread and a compulsive need to know what might be on the other side. Ooh, I'm excited. What do you think you're doing? Well? Yeah, we're gonna go with mystical. A dark presence lies beyond this door. Can't you feel it calling out? That's called a draft, and there's nothing dark about it. It's just cold air. Now stop being weird and wash your hands already. Everyone's waiting on you. You won't let her interrupt you. You need to know what's behind the door. Oh, thank God. Oh, no, you don't. Come on, wash your hands and sit down. She grabs you by the shoulder, yanking you away. You do as she says, cleaning up under her watchful eyes and allowing yourself to be ushered back to the table and away from the door. We're getting behind that fucking door. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense. His shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. Dr. Kelly sits opposite you at the far head of the table, her features silhouetted against the light of the setting sun in the window behind her. Pills. She slides a few tablets toward Reese. He obediently swallows them. This is excellent, Dr. Kelly. Is the pasta sauce homemade? No, it's from a jar. I work too many hours to make my own pasta sauce. Well, you have excellent taste in brands, and if you ever want any tips on easy home-cooked pasta sauces, you know I... No thanks, Stella. I have the internet if I need recipes. Thanks again for having us, Dr. Kelly. Ooh, yeah, we really appreciate it. Yeah. You know, I think I saw a video online about a family like yours. Turns out the mom was poisoning her kid for 18 years. Oh boy. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Oof. Let's go with the danger. You're a doctor. Where were you last night when... Oh boy. No, we're not going to ask her that. Yeah, let's ask about sick animals. Have you seen any sick animals lately? I'm a doctor, not a vet. Didn't someone come in with a sick cow last week? Yes, but it's not like I examined the thing. I told them what I just told you and sent them on their way. You said it had lumps. Sure, it had lumps, but I assumed it was suffering from some cow disease. It's not something I've done much research on. I don't know how normal it is for a cow to be covered in lumps. Doesn't that sound like ditchlings? Are no farm animals safe from their devious clutches? Dr. Kelly, in Stella's footage, it looked like there was something pupating inside one of Duke's chickens. I bet those were the lumps on the cow. You really should have taken a look. You could have made discoveries previously unknown to the scientific world. Or I could have spread some new horrible disease to my chronically ill son. I'll leave these discoveries to someone else. You can feel the tension at the table start to rise. Do you know Sam Wayne? Sam Wayne? Dr. Kelly takes a moment to think. No, doesn't ring a bell. Someone you know? Someone has been following Ravenrook around. Super mysterious guy. We have reason to believe he might have caught some kind of weird illness at the mines. He definitely looks like he could use medical help, so please let us know if he shows up or anything. If there's someone harassing you, you should get the police involved. This isn't any of my business. Jesus. Have there been any strange illnesses spreading around town? What? No. Are you sure you haven't met with any miners who have had unusual symptoms? Anyone who seems sort of drippy or strangely ominous when they talk? Sorry to pry, just doing my due diligence. Absolutely not. I've barely seen so much as a runny nose, which is a good thing. If you're so concerned about the mine, why don't you just have Ravenrook ask Tabitha? I have no interest in violating HIPAA for your weird little investigation into nothing. Oh yeah, let's use our hot option. There's no need for everyone to be so tense. Everything's okay. We're all just here to have a nice dinner. Speak for yourself. Oh, it doesn't work on her. Of course it doesn't work on her. Doc really is fine. You're right. right, I haven't been giving this a chance. Does no one in this town have two parents? Yeah, let's go for a insightful one, right for the jugular. It must break your heart having to isolate your son from the world like this. It's just another unfortunate side effect of his illness. Both of us have just had to come to terms with it. It's not the life I wanted for him. I'm sure it wasn't, but it's the life he has to lead. Maybe he doesn't have to. Oh, Stella. Ow, geez, Kanika, your boots are heavy. Sorry, Dr. Kelly, we're totally respectful of Reese's boundaries, even though they might seem a little arbitrary and strict. Isn't that right, Stella? You can kick me all you like, it won't change my bold attitude and outgoing personality. Nothing's gonna fucking change you, Stella. You know, Doc, I feel pretty okay. I don't think having people over is all that rough on me. We'll see how you feel in an hour. Reese is a talented artist. You must be very proud of him. He has a lot of skill, honed through practice and dedication. I can't say I understand a lot of his pieces, but of course I'm proud. Thanks, Doc. It's weird that he calls his own mother Doc. Yeah, let's remain silent. I don't think we're gonna get much out of her. Remain silent, quietly picking at store-bought spaghetti and dinner rolls. So I was wondering if we could maybe watch a movie sometime this week while Ravenrook is still in town. We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever gonna change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone, just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. Fair point, Reese. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask for permission from my mom just to have friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix. Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes narrow on her son. Reese. Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Damn it, I knew it. I knew this would be too much. Everyone get out of my house, please. Just leave us alone. Stop trying to interfere with his life. All it does is hurt him more. But we can't just leave him like this. Now is when he needs friends the most. No, now is when he needs me the most. I am his mother and his doctor. Yeah, that is a fucking conflict of interest. I know you care about him. I know that, and he knows it too. But all any of you would do is get in the way. So just leave. Please. Don't think I don't know something is up here. Sorry, we'll get out of your way. Good. The three of you are rushed to the door. We'll be back, Reese. I hope you feel better soon. Dr. Kelly shuts the door in your faces. The click of a lock signals the end of your dinner at Reese's. The door at the clinic felt like it had the same draw as the carving in mines. Do you think something's back there? Another one of those carvings is somewhere in there, I'm certain of it. Okay, that'd be really weird. If we find it, do you think you'd get another vision? I'm just spitballing here, but I wonder if what that carving showed you last night is related to the ditchlings. You're not suggesting we go poking around in there, are you? Of course I am. Maybe tomorrow? I am not breaking into Dr. Kelly's clinic based on a bad vibe Ravenrook got. Do you think Reese might have a supernatural affliction? Like related to what you felt in there? If he did, why wouldn't Dr. Kelly have it? It makes more sense if he just has a genetic condition, assuming there isn't any foul play. Foul play? The whole thing is just fishy, and after tonight, I feel like my fear of Dr. Kelly is a lot more justified than I thought. She's just overprotective. I'm sure that's all that's going on, and she has every right to be. I mean, the poor guy took 2 bites of food and got sick immediately. I can imagine what that's like for both of them to go through. Look, I'm just saying, maybe there's more to their dynamic than just being sick. But it's not like there's much we can do about it right now. We could probably go back and forth on this for a while. Let's just get going. The sun is setting and we wouldn't want to miss a second of ghost action. Yeah, let's get to the ghost hunting. I'm excited. Stella hurries off down the hill, almost as if to run away from what just happened. You and Kanika follow her down in the slowly darkening street. Lit by the orange hues of the setting sun, the library feels different. What was once a quaint building in a small town now stands as an imposing structure, its walls holding something that stares back at you with menace. Maybe Stella is right. Maybe ghosts aren't real, and the rest of tonight is going to be a pleasant break from the events of the past few days. But you know that's not the case. There's something old and powerful in there, and you can feel it stir as the sun sets and daylight fades away. Hot. A ghost hunt seems like the perfect place to sneak in some smooching under the guise of splitting up and searching for clues. A la Scooby-Doo. Maybe a special someone might be interested in breaking off from the rest of the group. Enter the library. Just as its exterior was intimidating in the setting sun, the inside of the library is dark, its shadows deep and foreboding. The meet and greet with the mayor ended quite some time ago, and the throngs of visitors took whatever joy was in this place with them as they left. Hey, Oscar, are you back yet? Shh, you can't yell in a library. It's against the rules. It's after hours. Rules only apply before 5 p.m. Now it's our domain. Hey, you're just in time. Rosalina's situated in the back room. Alexis is going to keep her company while we hopefully get this all sorted out. Oh, Alexis and her are becoming close friends. Good. I'd love for her to be able to sleep in her own bed tonight. How's she doing? She's not quite as chipper as she was when she was on stronger meds, but she's still doing surprisingly well. Alexis has been by her side non-stop. She's been a really good friend. Rosaline and I are both lucky to have her right now. I'm glad she's back home at least, and we'll be able to get her back into a real home in no time. I've come fully loaded. Got my EMF reader, temperature gauge, spirit box, infrared camera, UV light, video camera, salt, flashlights for everybody in case the ghost messes with the electricity, parabolic microphone, Sharpies and paper for automatic writing, matches, and candles for rituals. Oh, and a Ouija board. I know they're toys, but you never know what might come in handy. Wow, this is a lot of ghost hunting stuff for someone that was so last minute. Do you just have this stuff ready to go in a bug-out bag or something? Of course I do! I actually stashed a couple bags here overnight after I got back from the mines. Excuse me? I wasn't about to carry everything around all day. This way we can go in light and pop out to grab more stuff once things start getting spooky. I may never have found any compelling evidence of ghosts, but that's not for lack of trying, and after last night, I'm more than ready to try again. Hey, hope I'm not too late. Have I missed any creepy paranormal stuff? Avery, glad you could make it. The more pairs of hands we have, the more equipment we can carry. Yeah, sounds like phasmophobia. Sure thing, always happy to offer a hand or two. Glad there'll be someone else with a level head in here tonight. Whoa, is that an EMF reader? I've never seen one in person. Look at all this stuff. Spirit box, parabolic microphone, y'all really covered all your bases. Maybe I spoke too soon. You know me, Kanika, I'm as level-headed as they come. I'm just not ready to rule out weird paranormal stuff. When people tell me they saw a ghost, who am I to say they didn't? I mean, y'all apparently saw some really unexplainable stuff on Monday. And that mine only collapsing again after 100 years while y'all were there? I'm just saying, anything seems possible right now. There's something back there. I can feel it. Really? This is so exciting. I can't wait to finally see a ghost. Yeah, exciting's a word. As someone here for the thrill of being terrified, it's the V word I'm here for. We'll see how you two feel about that once things get started. Yo, don't rush off ghost busting without Zane. Oh yes, Zane's here. No way was I gonna forget your promise, Stella. Zane, glad you could make it. I was confronted with my own mortality for the first time yesterday, so I'm desperate for answers about the afterlife to ease my troubled mind. Now let's go mess with some ghosts. I hope my house is big enough for 6 ghost hunters at once. If this is everyone, we can go ahead and... That's everyone. Wait, what about Tabby? What about her? She's not here. Let's get started. I guess she can catch up to us once she gets here. Well, if y'all are itching to get started, it's through the back. Follow me. Oh, this is exciting. I'm gonna make a quick save, not for any particular reason, just because... Oh wait, no, I don't want to save over that. Let's save here. Okay. You and your companions grab some equipment from one of Stella's carefully stashed bug-out bags before heading toward the junction connecting Oscar's house and the library. Looks like the sun is almost set. This is when stuff usually starts to kick off. I haven't been back inside for about a week, so I have no idea what to expect. Hey! Oh, poor Rosalina. You're not doing this without me. If there's a ghost, I want to see it with my own eyes. Sorry, Mr. Gutierrez. I tried to stop her, but she was really convincing. Oh, hi Zane. What's up? Yo. Rosalina. Let her come with us. It's her house, too. Yeah, I've done enough resting, and it's not like hobbling around in the library is any different than hobbling around our house. I miss being there. I miss feeling home. You shouldn't be hobbling around at all. Just take it easy until you're more healed. I've got to learn to walk around eventually. Might as well start while I'm still on pain meds. And our house is 1 story. It's not like I'm climbing Everest. Oscar sighs. The doctors did say I should encourage you to practice walking. Okay, you can come along, but if you get tired or if it starts to hurt, you let me know right away. Thanks, Dad. Now, let's get our house back. That's the spirit. You all cross over the threshold and enter Oscar's living room. Family photos line the walls and stacks of books sit comfortably on wooden furniture. And there's that feeling again, like the mines, like the door to the clinic. A dusty, suffocating, dizzying feeling. Something is in this house, though whether it's a ghost or something worse, we aren't sure. Okay, looks pretty normal for now. I don't remember that picture being on the floor, but that could be non-supernatural. None of my equipment is picking up anything around the picture, but I'll set up a camera in case it falls again. Could be important evidence. You might want to save your cameras for Rosalina's room. That's where I've seen the ghost manifest. It's just down the hall. Oscar and Kanika startle as the door swings open. Hold it, you're not taking my cousin along on any more of your little hijinks without me. Tabby! I can't believe you had the audacity to give me the slip earlier today, Ravenrook. After I explicitly asked you not to, at least you did me the courtesy of letting me know exactly where you'd be tonight, so I didn't have to waste my time looking for you. Great, she made it. Wow, Ravenrook, you really brought the whole gang together today. I have every right to be here, Kanika. My family built this place, you know. Yeah, I know. We all know. Ravenrook, what made you think inviting her was a good idea? Yeah, she's my cousin. She just wants to make sure I don't get hurt. What, I like her, we're friends. I'm just placating her. Wow. What? I like her, we're friends. Really? No, I'm just here chaperoning. Wow, Ravenrook, do you have any idea how hard it is to get these two in the same room? This is amazing. Yeah, amazing. That's a word for it. Sounds like we're in for an interesting night, Oscar. Wow. I'm glad I didn't stay in the same town with the people I went to high school with. No wonder small towns have so much drama. I wonder if the ghosts will even show with this many people around. Wait, is it just me or does it suddenly feel colder? It sure did. I definitely feel that. Same, I've got chills. The temperature gun says it's actually a couple of degrees colder, but that's normal. Rooms and hallways are sometimes colder than other parts of the house. Whoa, a genuine cold spot. I gotta snap a pic for posterity. Oh, what's gonna be in his pic? Is that it? This isn't very scary. Yeah, if the ghost manifests in her room, shouldn't she have seen it? I've only seen the stain. Dad made me switch rooms with him way before we moved out. I wasn't about to let my daughter sleep in a haunted bedroom. I spent most of my nights on the couch before we set up shop in the library. Even if there is something back there, I'm not scared of it. I'm mad at it. Y'all are so brave. I'd be terrified sleeping somewhere that might have a ghost. Yeah, let's split up. Alright, gang, I think we'll cover more ground if we split up and search for clues. Sure, me and my cousin can search the least dangerous room, like a bathroom or a closet. I don't know, in my experience with phasmophobia, bathrooms are probably the most dangerous. No, absolutely not. I think we all know how that would go. Yeah, that's definitely a no-go. If we just discover a ghost here, I want us all to discover it together. That's not exactly the angle I was going for, but okay. Yo, once we find the ghost, how are we gonna get rid of it? Like, how does one bust such a thing? Well, my ghost hunting kit has symbols from every major religion, assorted holy books, a bunch of salt, and some jars for ectoplasm. And if worst comes to worst, we can always use the Ouija board to politely ask it to leave. Aren't Ouija boards super cursed? Are you sure that wouldn't make it mad or invite a demon into the house or something? Ouija boards are toys. The only power they have is scaring kids at slumber parties. That sounds like fun to me. We might as well try it, right? What's the worst that could happen? We make the ghost mad and it gives us more evidence? Sounds like a win-win. I think I'd rather not take the chance. One ghost is enough to deal with. I don't much like the thought of opening a door for something worse. Wow, you've never been this superstitious, Dad. This ghost really has you freaked out. Okay. Oscar takes a deep breath before continuing. Let's head to Rosalina's room. Follow me. Whoa. This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Yeah, that's gotta be tough to scrub out. Doesn't the county own this house? Do they know about the damaged carpet? Have you seen your house? Yeah, fair point. I don't see how it's relevant. Weird, I'm not getting anything. It's not even cold. It's the same temperature as the living room. Nothing on the EMF either. Then your equipment is wrong. The stain is definitely paranormal. I've scrubbed it out too many times to count, and it just keeps coming back. It's just a stain, Dad. Can't we just cover it back up? I don't mind sleeping in here. Maybe we have to scrub it out first. Could be that paranormal stuff will activate if we give it a reason to. Oh, good idea. I've never heard of a bleach-activated ghost before. Fair point. You don't use bleach to clean a carpet, Tabitha. Whatever, how was I supposed to know that? Not everybody gets to learn how to clean things. If y'all are offering free carpet cleaning, be my guest. It's trying to send a message. Huh? You might be onto something, Ravenrook. I wonder if the blood spells something out on the floor underneath. Have you tried tearing up the carpet? In a house owned by the government? Nope, I'm not messing with their carpets. I'd rather scrub ghost blood out of the carpet every day than have the government take me to court for destroying their property. Don't worry, I'm sure they'll just take you to court for neglect instead. Did it not occur to you that there could be a leaky pipe under the floor? I hate to agree with Tabitha on anything, but some kind of structural damage does seem likely. Tearing up the carpet doesn't seem like such a bad idea. Only one way to be sure. Oh, and she goes for it, of course. Stella excitedly starts tugging at the corner of the carpet. Oh dear. You're doing the government a favor, really. We'll cover for you. You don't have to sweat it. Oh, there's a trapdoor, of course. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch. The floor around it stained in reddish brown. What if there isn't a ghost after all? What if somebody lives down there? Oh fuck, that'd be so scary. Okay, maybe I don't want to sleep in here. A hatch! Nope. We're going down there, right? We're not going down there, right? Yeah, we're going down. Oh, we're going down there, right? Of course we are. This is even better than finding a message. there's no basement in this house. At least, we weren't told about a basement. And look, all the red stuff is coming from underneath. Oh yeah, this is super haunted. Alright, you've got a basement chock full of ghosts. I can just feel it. Still no readings, though. None of the equipment has made a sound. Of course not. Y'all know last month was super rainy. It's clearly been a long time since anyone stepped foot in the basement or crawl space or whatever it is under that hatch. There must be a leak that flooded the whole area under the house. The water dissolved the caulk around the edge and leaked through the carpet, and it's red because North Carolina has red-ass dirt. It's simple as that. Red clay of the South. That's something I had to get used to when I moved down to Georgia, is the soil was full of red clay. I was used to just kind of like, you know, regular soil living in Ohio, and then we moved down south and it was like red clay in the dirt. And it's like, what the hell is this? It's not mud, it's blood. Human blood. I tested it. You tested it? How? Well, you tested it wrong. Oh, they agree on something. Look at that. It can't be blood, right? Kanika's right. You've got a muddy floor, and that's why it's so cold in here, too. There's wet dirt under the house. Congratulations, we solved your ghost problem. No way. There's an old hatch in the floor that someone tried to seal up. We're not leaving until we know what's down there. I'm with Stella. This is my room, and I need to know what's down there. Have you considered they may have tried sealing it up because it's unsafe? Uh-oh. Do you think it's flooding could have made the house unstable? I'm all in on ghost hunting, but I don't know if I could crawl into another dangerous crevice. Fair enough, Zane. I'm going for it. Shit. You come to in Oscar's living room. You can't tell what time it is, and your friends are nowhere in sight. At least physically, this is Oscar's living room. Spiritually, mentally, you've been ripped away to some other place. The building feels colder, and there's something about the air that feels wrong. It's stale with an undercurrent of mold and earth. It makes you feel claustrophobic, as though you're in a coffin, each breath depleting what little oxygen is left. How did we end up back here? Where is everyone? Did we pass out again? Was there a gas leak in the basement or something? Some friend Stella turned out to be, she keeps ditching me. Is fainting some kind of weird family thing. It was the ghost. Is fainting some weird family thing? Is there a genetic condition I need to be worried about? Not that I'm aware of. Nothing like this has happened before you got to town. Who knows what sort of nastiness was festering in that basement? Your cousin marches to the front door and opens it. Why does it look like Oscar's house is in front of us? Didn't we just leave? I must just be remembering things. Let's go. No, you're right. There shouldn't be a door there. Clearly, whatever was in that basement is messing with our heads. We just left Oscar's house. The library has to be on the other side of that door. The two of you cross the hallway and open the door. Holy fuck, what is this? Something isn't right. It feels like a late summer afternoon. The air is warm and wet, and the scent of flowers drift on the breeze. This, Do you see that creature behind the thorns? That's one of the bad omens Stella and I found in the woods. Ew. This is cool? No, it's not. Tabitha, please tell me I'm not the only one seeing that scratchy shadow in the distance. You're not. What the hell is that thing? Am I having a stroke? Are you having a stroke? Are we both having the same stroke at the same time? You reach forward and pinch your cousin. Hey, what was that for? You suddenly remember you're supposed to pinch yourself to see if you're dreaming. Tabitha glares at you. There's gotta be an exit somewhere. We just have to look. Wait, do you hear music? Oh shit, the bed, Martha. Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention. Stella? The lover. Who are you? What are you doing on my property? Huh? This is getting fucking trippy. Eddie. It's Charlie. What? Did you say Eddie? No one's called me that in a long time. It's Edwardine now. I'm not a child anymore. Edwardine, Eddie, you've got to be kidding me. This isn't Stella. This is the lover. What are you talking about? Look, I'm just telling you what I know. And what I know, that this isn't Stella right now. This is the lover. Okay, fine, I'm just going to pretend that you didn't say anything then. I wish I could say the same. You should have stayed gone, and you absolutely shouldn't have shown up here of all places. If you're caught, I don't think you understand what Father might do. Oh crud, I think I missed a line. Oh, I get it. You two rehearsed this little scene just to freak out your cousin. Cool. You can stop now, I get the picture. Come with me, Eddie. Haven't you always wanted to see the coast? Now's your chance. We can just leave. Yeah, you two rehearsed this. I can't. It's not that easy for me. My brothers were sent to the Western Front, and now I'm the only Scarlet left besides Father. I have responsibilities, Charlie. Shut up! Shut up! Screw your family. Screw my family. Why are we letting the choices made by our fathers destroy our lives too? Tabitha stares at you, speechless. You should just get out of town while you still can. Whatever you came back for, it's not worth it. You're right. What I came back for isn't worth it, but you are. I won't leave the Holler without you. If you change your mind, I'll be around. Holy shit. She's gone along with the shadow in the corner of the room. Come on, we must have taken the wrong door out of the annex. We're getting out of here before anything else happens. We have to go after Stella. Absolutely not. We are not being drawn deeper into this weird garden, greenhouse, whatever it is. She yanks your arm, pulling you back the way you came. Where did the annex go? Let's turn back. Yeah, maybe we just got turned around. The two of you turn around, only to be at the same door. Where's the annex? Where are we? Don't you get it? This is the annex. Bullshit. This is all bullshit. She storms up to the door, throwing it open. Bells ring as a cacophony rages outside. The door in front of you pulsates as figures unseen bang against it. The shaded figure from the garden sits in the corner, ever so slightly more defined. Are you kidding me? This is messed up. We need help. God, please let this call go through. Tabitha anxiously taps her foot as she waits for her phone to connect. Hey, it's... What? No, it's Tabitha. Didn't you see the caller ID? Stop interrupting me. Can't you hear what I'm... Your cousin is cut off by the dial tone of a disconnected call. Great. She couldn't hear a word. I said, looks like we're on our own. Oh! Junior! Junior, pack your things. Quickly, hurry. The mother. Jesus, Rosalini, you scared the shit out of me. Maybe we should run him out on a rail too. Make an example of the whole family. Mama, what's going on? Am I gonna have to deal with you doing this all night? Yeah, I chose Mystical. What do you expect? Please, he's only a child. We'll leave peacefully, just give us a little time. They were only children too. My boy was in there. Why should I give Junior here all the time in the world to gather his little toys and fancy clothes? Ooh, so this is the miners whose children died in the mine collapse, or the family members. Mad at the Scarlets. My boy didn't have that kind of luxury. Oh. The mob is talking about the collapse, right? Is that who you think that little girl is? But yeah, I think you're right. Don't listen to him, Charlie. Just keep packing. Looks like the others are on their way. Better hurry, boy, or you and your little dolls here might get burned up. And as for you, lady, what makes you think you're going to be keeping any of those valuables you're packing in that fine suitcase of yours? This is despicable. Charles Shaw wasn't even responsible for the collapse in the first place. Excuse me? Even if that were true, stuff that happened a century ago is irrelevant. You and I had nothing to do with it. So, you admit that the Scarlets had a hand in the collapse. I don't know. Do you think that's something they'd tell their kids? It doesn't even matter anyway. What's done is done. It's not like we can change what our ancestors did. If they even did it. Trust me, boy. The coppers ain't coming here tonight. And what makes you think you can talk to an adult like that? Maybe they should have had you working in the mines too, instead of lazing around in this big house. Maybe you would have learned a thing or two about respecting your elders. Don't talk to my son like that. Don't talk to me like that, woman. I call the shots. Now get out, unless you want to go up in flames with all your precious jewels and expensive dresses. You're lucky I'm even letting you leave. It wants revenge on our family. That's why we aren't possessed. But neither of us have done anything wrong. It's been over 100 years since the collapse. It's okay, Charlie. We can make new ones, even better than these. It's good for him. Shouldn't be playing with dolls anyway. Now you're gonna have to earn your keep just like the rest of us, boy. No more big inheritance for you. The mother and the mob are whisked away, leaving you and Tabitha in the empty room. As they depart, the front door stops pounding and opens into a beckoning white void. We're in hell. We both died and we're in hell. Who did you call on the phone earlier? Friend of the family. Not that it matters, though. The call didn't go through, so we're on our own. There's so many ditchlings here. Yeah, there are. Those things are horrible. No wonder you were too scared to come back to the estate on Monday. Okay, let's put our heads together. What do we know? We know that we can't leave, and we know that we are not possessed, at least as far as we can tell. Whatever we saw in this room, at least, happened right after the Shaw mine collapsed in 1918. I think the only option on the table for us right now is to keep doing what it wants us to do. Maybe it'll stop at some point, or maybe we'll figure out a way to escape. You're right, there's only one way to get to the end of this, shall we? Yeah, let's get this over with. You're outside and it's night. A false moon looming massive in the painted sky. The night feels thick and warm, the insects lively, their calls unnaturally tinny. Everything feels warped and wrong, like you're listening to a record fish from the bottom of a pond. Ugh, what magic words do I have to say to get you to let us go? I'm sorry, okay? Whatever my family did to piss you off so much, I'm sorry. Oh boy, the witch. You poor dear, I've been keeping track of you, scuttling around town like a tomcat. You've fallen hard for Miss Edwardian, haven't you? This one's the witch. Spooky. This ghost really has a flair for the dramatic, doesn't it? There's no need to be embarrassed. Your secret is safe with me. You know, I never did approve of what the Scarlets did to your family. And what it did to the two of you young'uns. Childhood sweethearts, just think how lovely it would be if you could just be happy together. That's what you want, isn't it? Don't talk about my family, and I don't need life advice from some old broad. Old broad, young'uns. Whoever we're talking to has been dead for a really, really long time. I'm sure by now you've realized the young lady doesn't plan on leaving with you. But it's not for lack of desire, as you well know. It's Enoch. Even if you dragged her over the town limits, his hold over her would make sure neither of you were happy ever again. Just think of what happened to your poor mother and father. Do you want that to be the two of you? What do you know about Enoch, Tabitha? Our great-great-grandfather? He was in charge of the mines when they collapsed. I don't know much besides that, so don't bother asking. We would never be like them. We love each other. My mother just loved his money. As soon as it was gone, so was she. And then all he loved was booze. Me and Eddie aren't like that. Tabitha stares ahead in riveted silence. The powers at work here are stronger than even your love could withstand. You need to break the bonds holding her here. Then you can go both free. No more misfortune, not for you, not for anyone else bold enough to step foot outside the holler. The witch mind's handing you something, though her hand is empty. Everything you need to know is on that map. I don't understand. Is this a map? And some kind of poem? That's where you'll find them. You need her there. Then read what I've written down and be careful. Good luck to the both of you. I hope you get your happiness. And then she's gone. Tabitha sighs. Okay, let's find the way out, unless you have any ideas. I don't think there's anything else we can do until we get to the end. Or until we die, whichever. How cavalier. Before the two of you can leave, a smell hits you. Sweating, suffocated flesh, with a tinge of the saccharine and stomach-churning scent of decay. Whoa, it's Wayne! There you are. I would have found you sooner, but the resident clearly doesn't want me here. Doesn't seem to have the same issue with these miserable little parasites. Whoa! Bottom feeders always manage to slip through the cracks, don't they? Let's talk. Oh hey, it's Tabitha's ex. Are you Sam Wayne, or are you something else? Stop asking it questions. Just stop interacting with the thing at all, okay? So cold, Tabitha, after everything we've been through, to have you treat me like a stranger. Shut up. What an unfortunate situation you've been dragged into, Ravenrook. Why can't you do as I ask and stay out of trouble? But that girl won't let you, will she? Stella? Is that her name? Perhaps I should pay her a visit soon, if she makes it out alive. Oh, I really hope she makes it out alive. Tabitha bolts for the underbrush, desperately pulling you along. Stella. What? Are you still into him because I wouldn't mind shooting my shot? No way in hell. That might be the only hot option we don't choose. Tabitha, who the hell is he? If you see it again, ignore it, or better yet, run away. Come on, we need to keep moving. If that thing got in, there must be a way out. Oh, there's Oscar. The two of you step out from the brush and into a long wooden corridor lined by bottles and rails. A figure rises to attention, blocking your way. The caretaker. I'm afraid he doesn't have long. If there's anything you need to say to him, I'd say it now. Uh-oh. As the caretaker is swept away, the room pulls itself to you and you find yourself looming over a deathbed. The father lies in its center, looking pitifully small. I'm sorry, boy. Sorry I let my troubles drive your mama away. And sorry those troubles mean I'm leaving you all alone now. You're getting what you deserve. Alright, you're definitely channeling Charles Shaw Jr., which must be who the ghost is. It's the only thing that makes sense. Damn it, Junior! How many times do I have to tell you? I tried to stop it from happening, but that damn snake Enoch went behind my back. Oh, what bullshit. Not for that, for what you did to our family. We could have just started over someplace new, but instead you became the son of a bitch that Scarlet made you out to be. This Charles Jr. makes a good point. You're right, I've been using that excuse for too many years. At a certain point, a man has to accept when he's dug his own grave. They may have run me out, but they didn't put the bottle in my hand. Still. They destroyed our legacy, boy. Both our names are cursed with that history. I'll be dead and gone soon, but I won't be able to rest. Not until our name is cleared. Not until you can pass on this name with pride. This is my only request, Charlie. Go back there. Tell people the truth. Try to find proof. I don't know what you'll have to do, but please. I know I ain't been the best father, but I'm no murderer. Shit. I'll see what I can do. Get some sleep. I'll see you in the morning. Damn it, boy, I may not have till morning. Promise me. Promise you'll go back and at the very least show that Enoch bastard what for. I promise. I'll go back. Ooh! You watch as the father's body seizes and falls through the sheets, taking the rattling pile of bottles with him. This ghost is so full of it. Your cousin steps forward and disappears through the hole left in the bed, leaving you to follow. Yeah, follow her. Why not? Ah! You find yourself pressed on... Let's see, your cousin steps forward, blah blah blah. You find yourself pressed uncomfortably against a trellis. A small castle sits off to the one side of the wall, and the bars of prison loom over both all of it and all of you. Climbing up the trellis again. How very Romeo and Juliet. No need to run off. I won't tell the old man, though you've gotten sloppy. You should try to be more careful if you don't want him putting you in an early grave. What the hell is the entity? Why should I know? I don't have your weird thing with people's names. No, not one of her brothers. I'm a prisoner. Another victim of the Scarlet's lies, like you, Charles Shaw. I'm not him. Mere generation makes no difference. His blood runs in your veins, does it not? And now it runs in hers. Yes, it seems your little tryst bore fruit, and oh, will you ever be in trouble when the old man finds out? Tabitha's eyes go wide. What does she know? How do you know that? Who are you? Shh, let it talk. I think this might be important. You know you don't have to keep dangling there. Come inside, you'll be able to hear me through the door just fine. Uh-oh. The world around you swirls, and you and Tabitha find yourself pulled to the other side of the wall. A door bound by countless locks and chains pulsates before you. There are so many locks. I can't free you if that's what you're after. Stop talking. We might miss something. That's not what I invited you in for. I couldn't escape even with your help. I merely wanted to offer a warning. Leave town now. You can't tell me what to do. Absolutely not. I'm not leaving without her. Especially if what you say is true. This guy has nobody to blame but himself. But hear that, Ghost? You were given every warning you could have just left. You can't take her with you. It's not possible. You can always stay and die, but if I were you, I would use my healthy legs and run as far away from Scarlet Hollow as possible. I hear the beaches are nice. Why don't you take a permanent vacation there? This mysterious figure has the right idea. You're wrong. I know it's possible. I have that weird map. I have the spell or whatever it is. Me and her are gonna get out of here. Ah, you've been talking to the witch then. How very interesting. Charlie, get away from the door. Don't listen to it. Stella! Eddie? Are you pregnant? How does it know that? This is too much. I just want to go home. Do you feel sick? I feel sick. Let's move on. I don't want to leave our friends in this ghost's clutches any longer than I have to. Yeah, okay. Let's do it. You and Tabitha walk after Stella and into the darkness. Oh, shit. This ain't creepy at all. You and your cousin find yourselves crouched under a large table. The lovers stares through you as indecipherable murmurs and shuffling feet echo from the ends of the table. I don't know how, but this feels so much worse than the last room. They're so lovely. Are you sure I can keep one? You must have worked very hard on them. Of course, it's a present. When you look at it and remember all the fun we've had. So now you and Stella are both doing baby voices. Don't expect me to let you live this down if we get out of here. I'll try to keep it away from my brothers so they don't smash it, though I wish I could make it move like you can. And you can even do the voices. You know, you could probably make real money if you put them on a show for people. That's the plan. I want to be a traveling performer. Why don't you come with me? We can go from town to town, putting on shows for other kids. Guess that didn't work out for him. A traveling show?
Dog, she's a pooping dog.
Oh, wow.
Everybody loves my pooping dog.
Thanks for the raid. Really appreciate it. This is episode 3 of Scarlet Hollow, so and it's getting really fucking weird. So, a traveling show, and you want me there too. Oh, could we go to towns along the beach? I've heard the Outer Banks are the most beautiful place in the world. Yeah, it just came out at the beginning of the week, so super excited. And I've got the mystical trait, so I'm using it to my full advantage, communing with the spirits. Yes, I saw your YouTube video of the first episode. Of course, we can go anywhere you want. Thank you, Charlie. I've always wanted to see the ocean. There, are you done now, Charlie? Can we leave? Everything crashes to a thunderous black before you or Tabitha can get in another word. Oh, well, shit. Here's all the players on the stage. And they're giving us clapping? I don't know. A single spotlight remains, illuminating a trapdoor in the center of the stage. You feel drawn to it. Okay. We'll tell Tabitha to open it. You open it. You got it. No. Let's see. Yeah, let's open it. You wordlessly step toward the trapdoor. It creaks open all on its own. Oh god, this is so much worse than opening it ourselves. You and Tabitha are shoved from behind and tumble through the hatch. Oh, and it's another symbol! It took some digging, but it's there. The map was right. That means there's hope, Eddie. Whatever it is that Enoch did, we can undo it. We can be happy together. What does Eddie do to Charlie? Eddie. Oh no. Oh, that doesn't look good. Oh boy. Oh god. I'm actually going to be sick this time. Your cousin violently heaves into the void, but nothing comes up. There's nothing here. This place is completely empty. So, Edwardine is a murderer. Let's see what other options. Okay, everyone is missing and we're suspended in an infinite void. Do we start walking or what? Are we in hell? Maybe we're in purgatory? Who was Edwardine in relation to us? Whatever it is that Enoch did, we can undo it. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Yeah, let's get some details. Who was Edwardine in relation to us? She was our great-grandmother. So... Oh god. Was Charles Shaw Jr. No, we are not related to him. Edwardine had more than one child, and our grandmother, Mary Bell, was the eldest. Shit. Okay, maybe I don't have a neatly constructed logical argument for why he can't be our great-grandfather, but someone would have told me. Why aren't these broken memories time-stamped? Oh, Jesus. Are we in a courtroom now? Do you repent? Do you repent for your crimes? Their names are back to normal. They must not be in character anymore. Maybe it's getting weaker? You must answer for the crimes committed by your scarlet blood. Or maybe it's getting stronger. I hate it here. I hate it here so much. Until you do, I cannot die. I want to die, please. I have been alone in the dark for so long. All I ask is for some of your years. To pay for the years that were taken from me. What are you saying? My life was stolen from me. I want some of yours. It's only fair. No. It is absolutely not fair. You've got to be kidding me. Neither of us had anything to do with what happened to you. The sins of the father shall be visited upon the son. Bible. One of you must forfeit. It doesn't matter which. Bullshit. You can't actually make either of us do anything, can you? I can keep you here, and I can do whatever I want with them. You can refuse, but if you do, then I will stay. I will stay until I get what I'm owed. I don't understand. You will have a shorter life, and I will finally be satisfied. I will have justice. I will finally die. I will leave this house at last. Is that really important? How much shorter? I don't think we need to nickel and dime these people. Let's just let it continue. The sentence has been handed down. Make your choice. Sybil's here. I hope I didn't come too late. My mom. All of you had better get out of here before the spirit regains its composure. What does she do? This is certainly a strong one, isn't it? Don't worry about the others. They're safe. I got your call, Tabitha. Tabitha, you fucking genius! You called Sybil. The only competent one in all of Scarlet Hollow, you called her. I should have had more faith in you. but it was definitely not easy getting down here. Get us out of this pit, Sybil. Tabitha, I don't think it's wise to leave something like this where anyone could stumble across it. Why is that my problem? It wants something, doesn't it? And I think you know which of you should volunteer. You must be joking. You're the eldest cousin. You're the one who's actually lived in this town. It's only right. Absolutely not. We should just leave. I'm not giving in to the demands of some dead guy. Oh god. Let's just leave. No! Fuck that. Yeah, I agree with Sybil. Sybil has, like, been the best thing that's happened to us, so I agree with Sybil, Tabitha. You should be the one to handle this. Absolutely not. Neither of you are going to make me do this. I know you can get us out of here, Sybil. Sybil eyes you carefully from across the room. Then I'll deal with it. Fine, if you're not going to deal with this thing, then I will. You take a step forward toward the spotlight. As you move forward, you feel Tabitha's hand on your shoulder. Raven, what are you doing? What am I gonna say? I'm gonna say something that makes Tabitha feel better. It's okay, Tabitha. This is what family's for, right? Sybil is right here. Please don't do this. You wordlessly step into the spotlight. Holy fuck. What fresh hell is this? I think this might be the end of episode 3, though. I'd like to know the significance of that, puppet theater. There's gotta be something there. The word, was it guignol? Gotta be something significant about that. Well, we got a couple achievements. We got are to be laid upon the children, the sins of the father. Yep. First time in what feels like hours, the earth around you feels solid, real, but also soft. You feel it pressing in on all sides and growing cold and growing tighter by the second as the soil settles. Claw your way out. Your arms tear at the earth until they break through into the air. Holy fuck, who's buried down there? As you gasp for breath, you take a look into the pit behind you. Charlie, of course. Charlie's mummified remains stare up at you, sad and broken, at the bottom of the pit. You're only able to maintain your gaze for a moment before exhaustion overwhelms you. With the last of your strength, you hoist yourself from the pit and collapse on the floor. You feel like death. No, Ravenrook, what happened to you? You look awful. It's done, Tabitha. If you have any regrets, keep them to yourself. You try and think of words to say, but you're still delirious from what happened, and you struggle to form coherent thoughts. Come along, Ravenrook. Let's get you home. You quietly walk toward the stairs. Sybil lends you her arm and guides you out of the library, Tabitha trailing close behind. Tabitha, you've got a lot of explaining to do. We're gonna have a long talk back at the house. You're outside. It's real this time. The cool breeze chills you deeper than it should, and you realize just how drained you feel. Your legs are heavier, harder to lift as you make your way down the steps of the library, your lungs wheezing as if you've run a marathon. You can almost feel how pale your face has become, your lips dry and thin. your hands almost trembling with the effort of raising them to your face as you trace the new lines and furrows that have formed there. I'm gonna wait by the car. Just let me know when you're ready to go home. Your cousin walks off before you get the chance to respond. I'm gonna peace out too. Back-to-back encounters with my own mortality. I've got a lot to ponder. See ya, Rosalina. See ya, Alexis. Zane walks off down the road. I'm so sorry I wasn't there for you earlier in the night. I had no idea what y'all were planning to do. How were we supposed to know it would be like that? Things have been strange around town, sweetie. Now's not the time to be poking around in the supernatural. I thought you learned that lesson yesterday. But magic isn't real. I mean, it's not supposed to be. God, that hurt. Everything is so... Kanika stops mid-sentence as she realizes what's happened to you. Oh my god, Ravenrook. You poor thing. Yeah, poor me. My poor bones weren't meant to bend like that. I'm gonna be hurting for a few days at least. Poor Rosalina. I'll make sure to bring them both some tea later. I think I have just the thing. Mom, this is no time for tea. Jesus, the girl's lost a leg. She needs real medication. Real medication comes from natural ingredients, doesn't it? What I have to offer is no different than what Dr. Kelly would prescribe. Besides, after all you've seen, are you really so sure you have that much of a grasp on the real and the unreal? Ravenrook, did you? You bet I did. I kept my word. This house is clean. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. And I'm so sorry. I don't know how I can possibly make this up to you. So that really happened then? That ghost really took away years of your life? I'm afraid so. Everything in this world has a price. And those years were unfortunately what it took to put that spirit to rest. I can't believe Tabitha let you do that. It's outrageous. If anyone should have paid a price to put that ghost to rest, it should have been her. You don't even live here. You're barely even a Scarlet. It's just... it's so unfair. I agree, it is unfair, but I did my best to sway her, and what's done is done. There's no use dwelling on things. Kanika takes a deep breath and sighs. You know, Ravenrook, the salt and pepper look is good on you. Maybe this isn't all bad. Oh, it changed my look, did it? Kanika. Sorry, just trying to be positive. Stella's way better at that. Yeah, let's go talk to Stella. No need to call her out. I'm gonna go check in with her. You walk over to Stella. Oh, hey, Ravenrook. I'm sorry I couldn't get you out of there sooner. I'm so sorry, Ravenrook. I don't think I can talk right now. I'll call you, okay? She hurries off down the road. What if she's still possessed? No, I don't think that's it. I think she took the brunt of things in there. No wonder she's having a hard time right now. Should we go after her? She's a strong girl. She had to grapple with a lot of turmoil in her life. She can handle an evening like this. And nobody here should be rushing after anyone right now. That goes doubly for you, Kanika. We don't want that cold of yours to get any worse. You'd better not get any ideas either, Ravenrook. You need time to recover. There was another carving in there. I wonder if those things are tied to everything supernatural that's been happening. Yeah, I wonder. One is a coincidence, but two of them, on back-to-back nights. And if you're right, and there's another one in the clinic... I'm sorry, I'm a little lost. Have you been finding carvings around town? This is news to me too. I'm sure everyone here could stand around theorizing about this, and that all nights long. There'll be plenty of time for that tomorrow. I can't believe I let Rosalina go in there. How could I have been so careless? After everything she went through in the last day, how could I have let this happen? Is there a unique option? Nope. Okay. You couldn't have known what was going to happen, Oscar. None of us could have known. Don't blame yourself. I'd seen it before. I should have known. It could get worse. I shouldn't have let Rosalina come with us. Dad, what did I tell you? Stop blaming yourself. You couldn't have stopped me. If you tried, we were just gonna sneak in after you. Yeah, Rosalina was gonna make us go in there no matter what. You didn't put a ghost in our house. This is not on you. I know you both had a difficult time of this, but the storm has passed. Things will start getting better from here. I ran into Wayne in one of those rooms, and he vaguely threatened Stella if I kept poking around. Wait, are you serious? Should we be worried about her? The hot option. He also crushed a ditchling with his bare hands. It was kinda hot. No, I'm not gonna go with the hot option there. He also crushed a ditchling with his bare hands. It was pretty scary. That's just another reason we should keep our distance. Stella's smart. Hopefully she'll be okay. There was someone else in there? But that's my house. Rosalina and I live there. Did he say anything else to you? We don't need to trouble Ravenrook for any details. No one pay any mind to that man. He's just a drifter. He'll be gone soon enough. In the meantime, steer clear and he won't make any trouble. Were you all conscious that whole time? Everyone glances at each other. Though none of them technically gave any of their years away, you can see how exhausted they are, how unsettled. Yeah. It was awful. Kind of fun too, but mostly awful. I'm pretty sure we remember everything, at least up until Sybil showed up and snapped us out of it. Do any of you know who you're supposed to be? No idea. The words just came out. There was no context, nothing. But there was a weird feeling, like an overwhelming guilt. I was so angry. I was mostly just scared. I didn't feel any of those things. I don't know how to describe it. I felt powerful. I was just cold. I should head back with Tabitha. And I should probably head back inside. It's starting to get chilly out, and there's still work to do to get Rosalina set up for the night. Don't be a stranger, and let us know if you need anything, Oscar. I will. Thank you. All of you. Again. I believe it's time for me to get my daughter home as well. But, Kanika dear, you haven't been feeling well. You need to get some rest. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow, Ravenrook. If I manage to get out of bed, then yeah. I'm stuck here, aren't I? Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Cool. Kanika wearily treks back to the general store. Before I go, Sybil places a hand on your arm, holding you back for a moment. I'm sure you have questions after everything you saw tonight and about what's happened to you, but let's not get into it here. I think everyone could use a little rest and relaxation right now, yourself included. If you swing by the tea room sometime tomorrow, say early afternoon, you and I can have a little chat. I'll see you then, Ravenrook. Sybil leaves you and catches up to her daughter. I guess it's just the two of us now. Next time we hang out, let's just do dinner and a movie. What do you remember? As far as I know, all of it. I might start forgetting soon, but for now, it's all fresh. The twisting. wasn't the most pleasant, but even though I feel like I got tossed in a blender, it honestly made me feel so alive. So, have you any idea who you were? I could roughly place most of the others. None whatsoever, but I remember everything I said, and I remember that cold feeling. A prisoner of the Scarlets. I wonder what your family was up to back then. I guess we can add it to the ever-growing pile of mysteries. I'm sorry, I didn't know things would be like this. Are you kidding? That was incredible. You were incredible. Not many people would have done what you did back there. I know it wasn't exactly the kind of evening we thought it'd be, but that was the kind of experience I think a lot of people would kill for. My body hurts, my soul is unsettled, but I would honestly do it all over again. Thanks, Ravenrook. I really appreciate you inviting me along. Anyway, I'd better head home and get some rest. I'm supposed to have a shift tomorrow morning. I might have to call in sick, but here's hoping a good night's sleep is enough to heal up. And, I hope you feel better soon. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Avery heads off, leaving the square in front of the library empty. Time to wrap things up here. Yeah, let's go back to the estate. Oof. As soon as you get into the car, the exhaustion of the night's events overwhelms you. Oof. The ache in your bones becomes a dull throb as your body sinks into the seat, and your eyelids pull shut as if weighted by lead sheets. We're back. Do you need me to carry you inside? That would be really nice, actually. Thank you. Let's see. Nah. I'm fine. I can get up. Good to know you're not entirely broken. Now come on, let's get you to bed. You're back inside. The chill of the night breeze is a little better here, but your legs are numb with exhaustion. Well, we're back. I have to imagine you want to get to bed. No. I want to talk about Wayne, really talk. Do you really have the energy to keep talking? Do you think he's actually going to kill or hurt Stella? No, he's a creep, but I don't think he has it in him to hurt her. And I don't know if you've noticed, but Stella is irritatingly resourceful. She'll be fine. Why is he following me? He's a creep, stalking his ex's cousin. All the more reason to not talk to him. He's a different man now. Stay away from him. Talking isn't doing much good for your condition. If you keep going, you might just collapse on the floor. You can barely stand right now. We're getting you to bed. You're too tired to possibly object. Don't keep poking around looking for trouble. You just have to make it to the funeral. 4 more days, that's all, and then the bus comes. You can't tell me what to do. I'll do my best, and then we never have to see each other again. You know, I don't have to leave the holler. I could get used to this place. Maybe you won't have to leave. I guess we'll see. Anyway, night. See you tomorrow. Time to go to bed. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. Before your thoughts can drift away to nightmarish recollections of hours past, your phone buzzes on the nightstand. Hey, sorry I ran off earlier. Wound up in a really bad headspace. I care about you so much. So sorry you got hurt in there. Just need some time to get a handle on things. Sorry. Oh geez. Let's give it a save real quick. There's some pretty consequential actions. Get a grip, Stella. No, we're not gonna do that. Yeah, let's try to call her. I'll go straight to voicemail. Let's see. Let's do, I'm the sorry one. I let that ghost hurt you. You put your phone back on the nightstand. It's Wednesday night. Nearly half a week has passed since you first arrived in town, and a little over half a week remains until the bus comes to take you home. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. has been put to rest at the expense of unknown years of your life. The specter of the night's events will linger over you for every day you have left, a grim reminder of the price you willingly paid for the crimes of a family you never met. Maybe it'll be easier in the morning. Maybe your joints will ache just a little less than they do now. Maybe you can still right the capsized ship of your now broken life. Or maybe things will only get worse from here. Cheery. This is the end of episode 3. Fuck. Okay. Ah, so excited. Oh, before the end of the year? Oh man, that's a long time to wait. If you'd like to continue with this world state, please save your game now. Okay, well, we will. Join the Discord, continue. Okay. Okay, so that's, that is, episode 3. Yeah. That's exciting. I'm so looking forward to episode 4. Yeah, so, if you bought the full game, I don't know if you did because you played episode 1, so you might have just got the episode 1 for free. But buying the full game for like $19.99, you get the full game obviously, but then like they're not completely done with all the episodes, so like they release over time. But you don't have to pay anything additional, so like you just do the one payment up front, and then as the episodes release, your game updates and you get access to them. But shit, that was exciting. Thanks, B. I am like, oh, super pumped. I can't wait for episode 4. The art style, the writing, everything, just, I love it. But anyway, that is gonna be the end of my stream. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks Ghost for the raid. Thanks everyone who stuck it out. But yeah, I'll see you next time. So later.